Adrian asks, I'm a full-time teacher and I want to grow my consulting business on the side. What would you recommend as time management and biggest tasks I need to focus on? Good question. My dad was a teacher, a college teacher, so I know kind of like the how much time you have, aside from work. Generally, so like it's funny because like depending on I don't know which country you're in, Adrian, but if you're a teacher, you have some time on the side, especially weekends, or if you don't have time on the weekends, it's because you're actually making more money and teaching more, so congrats to you. What I would do is I would allocate, so generally your work as a teacher, you'll do probably 40 to 60 hours a week at most, which leaves you over 100 hours a week. And I was doing a live Periscope, of course, Periscope is live. So I was doing a Periscope last night, just talking about this also, that it's there's so much time, even if you have a full-time job, you can allocate 2-3 hours a day to building a business. So especially as a consulting business, if you want to grow a consulting business, again, I don't have the details, Adrian, on what you do and what kind of consulting business, but my advice would be to focus on the right things. Focusing your time on the right things, the whole 80-20 rule, which I think is actually more 95-5, because really 5% of what we do on a daily basis generates the money and the revenue and everything. So I would focus on, I focus on everything. I focus on the 95%, but also on the 5%, because in my experience, even though operations and creating operations and training your team doesn't drive revenue in terms of sales today, you have to have a good flow in operation. So I'm kind of a big advocate on doing both sides. You have to do both. But if you really want to transition from teaching to consulting, you'll have to generate cash flow, right? That's inevitable. So I would focus most of my time on getting clients. Getting clients, number one thing is you need to have a good web presence. That's kind of inevitable. There's a lot of coaches and consultants that have no presence online. They have a horrible Facebook page. They have no Twitter presence. They have no website. You need to have a good presence online, because people just go online. People just go to see your LinkedIn, go to see your Facebook, your Twitter, your Instagram, to see if you're a real person. So that's number one thing. You need to develop a solid web presence, and that's very easy to do. Just allocating 1 hour a day to creating your web presence is more than enough. I would also allocate about half an hour a day to creating content. So that's an hour a day on website and web presence, just because that's what converts the most between, a cold audience and someone knowing you and trusting you. And they need to see something. And then, so that's an hour on, the presence, and then half an hour a day on content creation. Like I said, we're live on Periscope now, shooting this. Half an hour a day is more than enough to make a few videos, to write a few articles. That's about 90 minutes a day. And then what I would do is for at least half an hour, or ideally more, I'd go more towards half an hour, towards an hour and a half if you have 3 hours a day, sales, meaning prospecting if you have to prospect, calling people, getting in front of decision makers, depending on what consulting business you do. Again, I don't know what exactly it is you do, but you need to be in front of people, to get the word out. My first business was really online marketing, so I'm a big online marketer, meaning I love automation, I love social media, I love everything that can be published online. But the truth is, if you want to close sales, you'll have to get in front of people face to face or on the phone. That's the two best ways to convert sales. You need to prospect.
Go to MatthiasMazur.com to watch the full episode and connect with Matthias on social media. See the links in the description below.